You're listening to Caribbean Voice Radio. We're streaming to you live from Barbados via 365webradio.com. We're on location at the office of Champion Realtors, the owners being Cheryl and Rohan Moore. We'll be asking them a few questions tonight, see how they got started, where they're headed, what they see their challenges are, and the pertinent questions that we normally ask our guests. My show is called Living in the Garden of Dreams, and Yvette and your host for the next hour from 9 until 10. And I'll be bringing you, apart from the interview, some news, some music, a little bit of everything. Stay tuned. I'm going to welcome my guests in the studio now. This is Rohan. Welcome to you, Rohan and Cheryl. You're welcome. My first question to you, Rohan, or Cheryl, either one can answer. How did you come up with the name Champion for Real Estate Agency?
That's a very interesting question. Actually, the whole concept of real estate just originated many years ago, 2001, from just watching a program on one of the multi-choice channels, and it was talking about buying real estate and without money, so that caught my attention. And the name just popped into my spirit. You know, we want to be number one, and obviously as a champion, you're more than a winner, you're out front, you're the forefront of everything. So that was since 2001, we just thought we'll use that as the name of the company because we want to be first, up front in everything we're doing.
Well said. Rohan, is there anything you can add to that?
Well, I can also add the sentiments to what Cheryl is saying. It's not just in Barbados, but our focus really is outside of Barbados, within the region and internationally. So we are actually targeting our audience and our actual clients are mainly from not just Barbados, but outside of Barbados.
Do you have any offices based outside of Barbados?
To this point, we are currently working from Barbados, but we also network with other realtors within Barbados and also in the region and internationally. Okay.
How long have you been in business?
We have been registered since 2001, but actively since 2004 that we actively started to actually connect with our real estate in Barbados.
Okay. What do you enjoy most about your work, Cheryl?
I would say it has to be seeing the faces of those who is actually connected to the right property. As a matter of fact, our vision statement is to bring together the right people for the right property at the right time for the right reason. And that's what I enjoy doing most, just seeing the networking, being able to connect the buyers to sellers, and knowing just the follow-up, and knowing that our clients are very happy with the choices that we've assisted them in making.
That's great. Rohan, what are some of the challenges you find in this business?
One challenge that I find in working in this business in Barbados is that sometimes working with individuals in a paradigm shift, having to understand how real estate is done outside of Barbados, and then having to educate Barbadians. I think it's a slow process. We're getting there. Technology is already in advance. So one of the things that we generally do at Champion Realtors, we work closely with our clients. Explain that it's not just limited just to Barbados, but as we come in contact with people, service is our paramount.
That's great. So you're saying that if I'm living in Atlanta and I call Champion Real Estate and I say I want to buy a property for X amount, a certain location, and I give you a set of specifics, you can find me exactly what I want.
With our website that we have actively been exposed, again, we also connect with our partners in different parts of internationally. Let's say, for instance, regarding to Atlanta, we will have partners in Atlanta who have a client that would approach them, and then they would also send information on to us.
That's great. Do you see yourself branching out and having other locations, not just networking, having other locations in any other part of the region?
One of the things that we have been discussing as directors in terms of actually positioning, which we thought was quite crucial. And one of the things that we're looking at, our focus is really to get into where the actual, say the international tourists are actually exposed to. South Shore, West Coast, and also we're looking at working within the region, setting up offices within the region as well.
That's great. Cheryl, what would you say that your customers, your clients look for mainly in real estate?
The key, really, I think basically they want service. There can be so many properties, there can be so many people, sellers, but what I find is that people are really looking for excellent service, and that's what we bring to the table. And it's for this reason that we look at the whole shifting of how real estate is done. To this point, and even within the Caribbean, and more so we can speak of back home, where we have just set up the NICE Institute, where we're dealing with customer service and understanding that this is the real key. People don't mind being able to buy a property, but they want to know that when they call you, you're available. They want to know that you return calls. They want to know that there's a pleasant response when they connect with you. So I would say basically people, they come from all walks of life, whether it be to buy a $10,000 house or $1 million property. It is how you treat me that determines whether they come back to you or not.
I agree with you 100% because even if they don't, even if you can't offer what they have in the meantime, at some time in the future, I'm sure they'll come back to you for something else.
And not only that, not only will they come back, but in the event that you don't have what they're offering, they would refer someone to you. And that is where your business grows, by just referral.
That's true. I agree with that. Okay, you're listening to Caribbean Voice Radio. We're streaming to you live via 365webradio.com. We will be back in a minute to talk some more with Rohan and Cheryl about their business, Champion Realtors. We're back with you. We are on location at Champion Realtors. We are speaking with Cheryl and Rohan Moore. They're the owners of Champion Real Estate. They're here to provide you with any type of service, be it rental property, purchasing a home, some land, just about anything they can help you with in terms of real estate. I'm now going to go on to ask either Rohan or Cheryl how they see themselves in another 5 years in this business.
Well, one of the things that our business plan would show you is a forecast of our projection to which we are focusing on. And one of the things in order to get 5 years from now, we have to start doing it. And one of the things that we are focusing is really service to our clients. And by offering that service, we found that we've been getting tremendous referrals. One of the things, too, that we always ask, even someone that comes to work with Champion Realtors, what's the terms of why you're here? So our focus is really to help the people. And I truly believe that at Champion, one of the things that we do is we put the focus on people. And one of the things, now in 5 years, I see is that a company striving successfully, lending opportunities to Barbadians and outside of Barbados in order to invest in a major investment, which is real estate. And one of the things that we hope to achieve within now in 5 years is to have most Barbadians into their own, either owning land or having their own home.
I like that target because not many people strive to help other people own land or property for that matter. Everybody wants to see themselves getting ahead, but not thinking about the other person. I am really looking forward to the day when everybody can own something ever so small and know that it's theirs. I am going to ask you a question, Cheryl, based on something that you mentioned earlier. How do you start in real estate without money?
It's something that is more practiced in the U.S. and internationally than it is in our region, but it's something that's not impossible. And it's basically a very technical issue. We're still working on it because a lot of laws and everything would determine how we proceed from there. So to this point, we have, even though we've read different books, How to Grow Rich, Brand Real Estate. There's so many books we've read on the topic, but to this point, we've not been able to actually put it into practice. Although that was the initial thing that jump-started us into real estate, we're still now making our way towards realizing that actually.
Okay. I saw an ad in the paper, which I thought was really interesting. It was last weekend's newspaper, and somebody had a property that they said it was for rent with the option to purchase, and the rent goes towards the mortgage. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, that again is not really practiced much in Barbados, but it is a very international thing, and I think our whole focus as our mission statement is to change the way business is done. So we are educating ourselves. We've just come from a convention. We're educating ourselves to find out what is happening internationally, that we can also bring that flavor to our local market. As long as there's no law that prohibits us, then we don't mind being the first. That's what we call Champion Realtors. So we don't mind being the first to bring something new into our region.
Well, I'm happy that I gave you an idea, and I'm hoping that you run with it, because, like I said, ever since I saw that ad, I saw how convenient it was for somebody who's not ready to purchase a house, but know that they want that house, but is willing to pay the rent, which goes towards the mortgage.
I think this shift is going to be based on education. That's really the key to that, unlocks a lot of doors. If it is something that can be done, it doesn't matter where it is done. The fact is that there is information that's available, and therefore, as long as we can tap into that, it's possible to make it happen.
Very well said. What's your staff like, your staff complement?
To this point, well, we are the directors, and we have 2 sales agents who work with us.
Okay, that's it. Well, is there anything closing you want to say, Rohan?
Well, in closing, I just want to be able to, our class is ready to educate, and it calls for patience with working with people. And one of the things that what we've noticed recently, we have undergone, having come from an international real estate convention, we are working closely with also buyers who have been left out on the market. And one of the things we've realized that real estate is a primarily large investment, and the person who is seeking to purchase a property have no representation. So one of our thrusts at Champion Realtors is to work closely with buyers and to make sure they're first primary representative, and that they're choosing the right property, and that they're quite happy, and also once they're happy, they will spread referrals and so on.
Would you like to say anything in closing, Cheryl?
What we have found is that sometimes people believe that I can do it myself. That's why sometimes things stay right on the market. I just want to encourage those who are looking to buy property, or they have their properties for sale, that it's always good to tap into some broker or agent who already has all the knowledge that's available and who can move things quicker. They have the know-how, they can negotiate on their behalf. And certainly, if you are looking for someone, you can choose Champion Realtors. We're moving ahead to be the #1. And we can be, we're located in Barbados, and our telephone number will be 246-430-8680. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
And I must say I was pleased with the response that I got, because recently I was on a mission for somebody, and I was pleased that I was called back as quickly as I was, seeing as how I contacted some other people, and so far, more than 2 weeks, I haven't heard anything from them. I must say that I was pleased with the response I got from Champion Realtors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. You have been listening to the comments of Cheryl and Rohan. They are the directors of Champion Realtors in Barbados. This is Yvette. My show is called Living in the Garden of Dreams. I seek to promote small businesses who are on their way up, looking to go forward, looking to get a boost somehow, and I'm hoping that somebody listening tonight will hear this program and call 1-246-430-8680, Champion Realtors. You will either speak with Cheryl or Rohan and see how best they can help you, because I know they can. You have been listening to Yvette. This is Caribbean Voice Radio. We are streaming to you live from Barbados via 365webradio.com. Stay tuned. There's more coming up.